Hey Scorpio. So this is going to be your reading for the second half of October. And normally what I do is I pull 4 or 5 tarot cards just to kind of get the energy of the month. And then I can tell if we're talking romance or career or health or whatever the subject matter seems to be. So if this is your first time, I'm Jody with Soul Purpose Tarot, dropping cards all over the place. I would love it if you would like or subscribe or share or just say hello or anything like that. So let's see. This will be for the 15th through the 31st of October for Scorpio. And I would like to have 3 more cards, please. There's 1. 7 of Cups. That's good. My nose is running today. It got cold here. It was like maybe in the 30s last night, and it's 44 now. So we had 80s a couple of days ago, and now it's down in the 40s. That's called Indiana weather for you. And my nose is even running. Holy moly. All right, let's get 2 more cards and let's quit playing around here. I decided not to look and see what your reading was at the beginning of the month. Because, you know what? I'm going to take them all. Because I decided it was like narrowing too much what was coming out of the reading by me knowing what the previous situation was. So I'm not going to do that anymore. We've got all kinds of stuff showing up here. So, all right. First thing is temperance. You are trying to balance something in your life. And the next card came up with the Magician. So, it looks to me, okay, the Magician generally means that you have manifested something. But it's in the reverse position. So, if you haven't manifested it yet, it's either... it feels like you're about to manifest something bad. I hate to say it that way, but you know, there's that phrase of be careful what you wish for. And it's almost like you've been hoping and wishing and wanting this one thing for so long, and now it's almost there and you're starting to freak out about it. So I don't know, whatever it is that you have been wanting and hoping, and it's right on the brink of happening, but for whatever reason, you're kind of flipping out about it. 7 of Cups, you know, to me, this indicates a very happy ending, almost happy ending. It's not ended yet, but it's kind of in the process, and this is an emotional fulfillment. So it feels like it probably has to do with some sort of romantic relationship, that maybe you have started dating somebody and it's going pretty well, and you're kind of like, oh my gosh, I've never had this before, and you're starting to backpedal a little bit because you're just a little freaked out. So that's very reasonable. Unfamiliarity will, you know, sometimes do that to you. So take a chill pill and try not to mess it up before you let it play out. Let it play out the way it is supposed to. This is the Page of Swords. So normally this is in my mind, it's immature thoughts, but it's in reverse. So if I feel like that person is saying exactly what's on their mind, and maybe that's what's kind of got you freaked out. It's not like they're hum-hawing around about how they feel about you. They are coming very forward with what they are saying about you or to you, or what they feel about you. And that's maybe got you off balance a little bit. And you're trying to kind of just like going, whoa, he's coming on strong, or she's coming on strong, and I'm not used to this. And I really like him too. And that's what feels like that's what's got you freaked out, is just someone is being maybe very different with you than normal. Ace of Pentacles was the next thing that came up. So that's new beginnings. I mean, I feel like that's new beginnings on the brink of something. And the 8 of Cups, the only thing that I can say about that is it's dark and you look like you're stealing away in the night. So you have these feelings of like, oh, and you know, it's like you want to share, you don't want to share, you do want to share, you don't want to share. about your situation, your life, who you are, because you're a little skeptical about getting sucked into this relationship that is everything that you've been wanting, but at the same time you're like going, oh my God, it's here, what am I going to do, oh my God. And I also feel like in the past you have probably been pretty battered by some relationships, and so that's one of the reasons you're so skeptical is you're just not sure that you've gotten excited before, and you're skeptical of getting excited because it's never worked out in the past, and that's a lot of what is, I feel like, is going on. And 8 of Pentacles in reverse. So gosh, a lot of stuff in reverse. So let's see. But at the same time, this is someone who's working very hard. Usually I think the 7 of Pentacles is where someone has been planting their seeds and working it very hard. And I feel like that's probably, even though it's in the reverse position, it feels like you have been doing your work, emotional work. And that's why you drew this relationship in, because you've been doing what you needed to do. But now that it's here, you're kind of like going, oh God, now what do I do? What do I do? Blah. So that's kind of the feeling I'm getting here. So I'm going to use some mixed emotions card. And there's one. And just try to get an idea of some of the feelings, emotions, and stuff that you're dealing with right now. And maybe things that you need to work on. Perhaps there are some core wounds that are coming up. And anytime there is a relationship that is in the beginning stages, in the middle stages, in the ending stages, relationships are brought in your face to help you heal. And you can either go with the flow and recognize when you've been triggered and things are going on and figure out what's being brought up to the surface, or you can ignore it and go about your business and do everything the way you always did and never meet anybody. So I don't know about you, but it's like I want to meet somebody, so I'm going to work on. I've been working on myself since my early 30s. I'm like, one of these days, maybe I'll be done. I have a feeling that will not be the case. Because like I said, I had a relationship not too long ago with someone, and my abandonment issues came flying up to the surface when we had, as they say in tarot, a tower moment. And I was up in the middle of the night crying, and I wrote down in a journal what I was afraid of. I'm afraid of this, and 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 I'm afraid of this. And when I got done, I looked at that and I was like, wow, I have a lot of fears about this whole relationship. And I realized at that point in time that I had a lot of fears about being abandoned by him. And, I don't know if I cleared that up by going through that or not, but maybe next time it won't be so painful with whoever it is. So far we've got trusting, and then we have empowered in, I don't know. Normally I don't always do these in the reverse position, so I don't think today I'm going to do them in reverse position. Every once in a while one will fly out and I'll feel like I need to leave that in the reverse position, but today I'm not. So I'm just looking for some emotions that you are dealing with or struggling with. What's holding you back from fully manifesting this relationship that has presented itself and that you're scared about. I had to stop and think. Scorpio. That's who for some reason I was thinking I was doing Virgo. I'm like, wait a minute, I already did Virgo. All right, fine. that one's the last one. Okay, so emotions that you are dealing with are trusting. I feel like trusting the process is what you're having problems with. Reliant, independent, and relieving. Now, trusting. You're having issues trusting the process. One day you're feeling empowered because you're kind of like, oh my gosh, I feel like I've met somebody. And then the next day you're feeling hopeless because you feel like you're going to mess it up. Now this one's throwing me a little bit. I don't know where this one's coming up for. Hateful. What is that all about? What would be making you feel hateful about this? It feels like it has something to do with an ex. Someone that broke your heart, someone that did this to you in the past, and it's bringing up issues from that relationship, and that's what's you didn't leave good on a previous relationship. So I don't feel like you've completely healed from that, and that's one of the reasons you're having issues moving forward is you feel like the other guy suckered you into believing whatever you believed, and you're worried you're going to do the same thing. Am I going to fall for this guy or girl? And is the same thing going to happen as the last one? And you're worried about it. So I feel like that's what's really going on here is you're going back to your feelings of a previous relationship, and you're not even going to, you may give this one a chance. I hope you give this one a chance. Play it out. Let it play out the way it's supposed to. Try to take it 24 hours at a time. Every time I move, my camera keeps getting blurry. Take it 24 hours at a time. Don't focus on where it's going and where it's going to be in a month, because so many things change. It's like you guys could be one way one day and something happens the next, and then you're like, you know what? We're just going to be friends. Or something happens the next day and you're like, you know what? I do think I can trust this person. They did something that makes me feel like I can trust them. And quit trying to second guess yourself about how this is going to be. That's probably what's got you messed up, is just you're anxious about where it's going for the future, and you're thinking about stuff in the past that has cropped up, and you need to clear the dust from all of that stuff and just stick with what's going on right now. This conversation is making me very thirsty. Let's see what kind of romance we have between the two of you. These are the Doreen Virtue Romance Angels. And see what's going on between the two of you. Express your love. Go ahead and make the romantic gesture. I feel like you probably are kind of holding back. This person, like I said, I feel like that other person is coming on pretty strong. I really like you. Da-da-da-da-da. And you're kind of like holding back. It's okay to tell somebody you like them. If you do, don't tell somebody that you like them. If you tell them how you really feel, and tell them that you're scared. It's okay to have that conversation too. They're probably scared too. You don't ever get to be a certain age in dating and probably have never gotten your heart broke. You probably got your heart broke in grade school or high school for the first time. Everybody has experienced this. Everybody has met somebody, got excited about it, think it's going to work out, and it doesn't. You can express those fears to somebody, and they're not going to think bad of you. They're going to, maybe if anything, they're going to tell you, yeah, this happened to me one time, and, I feel the same way, or whatever. That's kind of how you deepen that bond, is you share those war stories with each other. And this other person he likes you, but don't let your negative thoughts get in the way of that and screw things up. That's what I'm worried for you. This says children. So children, your love life is being affected by children. That could be yours. That could be theirs. That could be a case of if you're a single woman and you have children and you're afraid, you know, you don't want to introduce the children to this guy because, you know, you don't want to get your children involved in the situation. That's fine. Tell them, you know, talk on the phone or whatever, you know, do what you have to do. And it's okay not to bring the children into it just yet. Probably a good idea not to bring the children into it just yet. And this also says, the next one was healing family issues. Your love life benefits as you forgive your parents. So perhaps some of this angst and anxiety that crops up every time you get into a love relationship has to do with the way your parents showed you love when you were a kid. So family issues, you know, some of the core wounds we all deal with when it comes to relationships are abandonment issues, family issues, self-worth issues. And if you can get rid of those, then you should be able to move into a good relationship because you're not going to be triggering each other all the time. You're not going to be walking on eggshells around that person all the time, thinking that, oh my God, if I say this, they're going to, you know, flip their lid or whatever. And if you do have somebody like that, don't even think about sticking around, because there is nothing more miserable than being in a relationship with somebody that gets their feelings hurt every time you turn around and you feel like you can't be yourself. They're not healed yet if that is the case, and most likely neither are you, because they say like attracts like. So if that's the kind of person you drew in, highly likely that that's what you are too. So get some of that, get whatever the issues are that make you that way out of your system. All right, one last card. And that one said this could be the one. So it could be the one, but it's only going to be the one if you're the right one. And if you can get rid of your emotional issues. That's one of the things that I do in some of my healing sessions, is help get rid of those emotional issues. I helped a girlfriend of mine, I want these cards, a couple of days ago with some stuff. We did a reading and she sent me a message last night. I think it was last night, or maybe 2 nights ago. I don't even remember. And she was like, I feel so much lighter. And I was like, good. And she told me I should be charging more. So nice to know. All right. So these are whispers of healing. And let's see what your guides, your oversoul, the universe, whoever has to say about how to heal these core wounds and issues that are cropping up that are letting you not move forward from what could be a very, very good relationship if you don't sabotage it first. That seems to be, you're on the brink of that. It could go one way or the other. Is you sabotage it because of your insecurities, or you get a grip on those insecurities and you are able to move forward the way it's meant to be. So let's see what's going on. Man, my cards are all wanting to be on the floor today. Meditation. Take some time to meditate. Think about what these issues might be. Whenever I get in a... Let's say whenever I get in an emotional situation and I'm feeling some sort of anxiety or angst or whatever, I will get my journal out and I will write. And I will write, why do I feel like this? What's bothering me? And I will just kind of keep asking these questions until I get to the core of, you know, this makes me feel bad about myself because it makes me do this, it makes this, it makes this. Try it. It works wonders. Well-being was the next one. Modify. Okay, what does modify? Modify. I'm I'm going to read what that says in the book. I feel like that's relevant in this reading, but I don't know why. And I don't know what in the world modify would mean. Number 20. Okay. Work on releasing your fears and learn to affirm the good in a situation. Gosh, that's kind of what I've been saying. Positive emotions are linked to effort, focus, energy, and inspiration. Your emotions and actions influence your body. They can raise or lower your energy and impact your physical body and health. Positive thinking will enhance your energy. Fake it until you make it. That is, you may not feel happy or powerful, but act as if you are. When you make the adjustment and act as if you are happy, your mood will shift positively. So I guess that goes along with you may be feeling insecure, but don't act like you're feeling insecure. And if you are, do it in a gentle way and just say, this brings back some stuff, and act like you get that instead of, hiding out at home or something and acting like a child. I mean, be adult about it. I'm having some anxiety and this is what's going on. And, you're feeling some insecurities. Just, let the other person know about that instead of hiding it. I think that's, probably the big thing. All right. And that, I think, my dears, is the reading for the second half of October. Is just try not to get in your head so much and don't take the past into a new relationship. This person that you have just met is not the same person as the person that broke your heart. And if you don't let go of that past hurt, you may not ever get into a good relationship. So you need to work on that. Anyway, I will see you guys in November, and I hope you all have a great second half of October. Thanks.